that?
Which one's that?
Make America great again.
So why are you trying to end FedEx?
End the FedEx! I like FedEx!
So, but the process of educating people about what's going on, that's something that I'm interested in, making sure that they have the correct target, the correct culprits that are responsible for what's going on. If you watch a film called The Obama Deception, it goes into how everybody that's in Obama's cabinet, they're not even from the military industrial complex or other areas like that that you usually get people in presidential cabinets from. They're all from Wall Street. It's a complete coup from Wall Street, and Tim Geithner was the head of the Federal Reserve of New York.
He ended the Central Bank. They put his picture on the 20. What an insult!
Who was that?
Andrew Jackson. He ended the Second National Bank of the U.S.
Well,
3 cents worth of paper and ink, whether it has a 1 on it or whether it has 100 on it.
How are we going to increase prosperity if we're shooting the dollar to the grave? End the Fed. We're looking to end corruption. We're looking to end the destruction of our liberty. Let's have a discussion of tyranny and history and the repercussions.
What was that? Yeah, what's happening today? I hope people will understand that we're exactly in the same place where we were a year ago that got us into this financial mess. Just some of the chairs have changed. What do you hope the people inside the building get out of what's happening today? I hope they understand that there's still a lot of anger at their actions and that people demand that our banks, after we bail them out, start treating the people fairly. What do you say to people today? Hey, this is just a free market.
Oh no, here comes old Mr. Potter, the meanest, richest man in town who owns the bank. Federal Reserve, get out of town. Mr. Potter, I want to talk about these home loans. Times are bad.
Well, I don't care. Foreclose.
You shouldn't have loaned it to unqualified people in the first place. Foreclosed. A lot of these people have families and children.
They're not my children. I don't care. They should pay those loans back.
Well, they're somebody's children.
Well, I don't care. Take these rabble and run them out of town.
You printed the money out of nowhere. Listen here, Mr. Potter. This so-called rabble that you speak of, well, that makes up most of the people in this community, and they're working and paying and living and dying.
Yeah!
And
Your money is fake. It's paper.
Is it too much to ask that they work and pay and live and die with a couple of decent rooms and a decent bath?
I don't care as long as I get that money from them. And
it's worthless paper.
It's exactly what it is.
I seem to have gotten some toxic assets here. Can I get a bailout, anyone?
No!
But I've been so good for the community. Bailout?
No. It's bailee. It's bailee, not bailout. So why don't you go back to your case? In the Fed! In the Fed! In the Fed!
Borrow money. What does that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir them up and fill their head with a lot of impossible ideas. Now, I say...
Just a minute, just a minute. Now, hold on, Mr. Potter. Just a minute. Now, you're right when you say my father was no businessman. I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny ante building and loan, I'll never know. But neither you nor anybody else can say anything against his character because his whole life was... Why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy? He didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? Roddy, here, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't make them better citizens? Doesn't make them better customers? You said that what'd you say just a minute ago? They had to wait and save their money before they even thought of a decent home? Wait for what? Until their children grow up and leave them? Until they're so old and broken down that do you know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about, I know. Well, I've said too much. You're the board here. You do what you want with this thing. There's just one thing more, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people can come without crawling to Potter. Come on.
Money that has value. When it does not have value, you ask yourself, why doesn't it have value? What creates value? In the very end, you realize that the Fed is creating a massive inflation. You cannot print money for all of your woes. There will be consequences, and those days are among us right now. Will we stand up and show them that we will not take this lunacy?
Thank you, man.
Stand up for the Constitution, man! Question about the value of currency. What makes value? What creates it? Certainly not the Federal Reserve.
There you go. Thank you.
We bail out Goldman Sachs, and retirees of Goldman Sachs are serving in our government as the Treasury?
There you go.
How ridiculous is that?
My mouth's bleeding, Bert! My mouth's bleeding!
About that crack up.
Tiger Woods, sports player of the century. President Obama, Nobel Peace Prize.
What the fuck is going on in this world, dude? They're just throwing the gnarliest shit in our face to see if we'll react.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods!
There you go, miss. Thank you.
By the way, he's the most greatest sports player of all time. Good for Nike.
Ben Bernanke, Man of the Year, largest counterfeiter of all time. The economic storm clouds are over our head. Do you have an umbrella? Abandon your meaningless lives and join us for the fight for freedom and justice.
Da, 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 da.
We love America. We love America. And we want to end the Fed. Why? Because our founders wanted to end the Fed. Why? Because look at our money.
Cool. Thanks.
Would you like a DVD?
Oh, here. Yeah.
Reserve is stealing your wealth!
No.
Sir?
Do not stand up and fight with us. We need you. We need a huge re-education of the American people of what money is, what inflation is, how it comes about, economics, the basic principles of money. We sit by and we cry about a bad recession when we don't even know why it came about. It is obvious why it came about. Printing money you don't have. Duh.
Duh.
Abandon your meaningless lives and join us in the fight for justice and freedom. Saving the Constitution. Saving America. Saving our money. Saving our children. I don't have any children yet.
What do you know about that? Merry Christmas!
Well, Merry Christmas!
Merry! Merry! Yay! Yay! Hello, Bedford Falls! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful old building and loan!